party. This morning we are making a side dish with acorn squash.
Whitney Bray from W Catering is here with us to show us how to do this. It's acorn squash with a maple drizzle. That sounds delicious, and it also sounds like it may be a little bit difficult. Is it?
No. This
This
is
is really easy?
Yes, this is the most simple side dish ever, and it's the most tasty side dish, and actually this is pretty vegan too. Well, not unless you want to add a little chopped bacon on me at the end. But I'm going to show you guys how to really prepare this.
I want to do some cutting. You're ready to cut. Yeah, I'm getting in there.
That's my issue
What do we got
is
here?
how you cut something like that because it's so tough.
Yeah, it's so tough and it's so solid on the outside, so a lot of people kind of get intimidated by these, but this is actually one of the most simple squash ever to prepare.
Well, I have one at home and it's been in my kitchen for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, so all you have to do really, if you want to, you can kind of just cut off the ends, and this will actually help it kind of stand up. Yeah, much easier. And if you have one of these, you can kind of just slice off the kind of the top just like that as well.
But I'm sure you have to have a pretty good knife to do this.
Yeah, you want a nice sharp chef knife. You can get different knives at just different cooking stores. You can find a knife as cheap as $14 to a nice chef knife or a Santoku knife, something sharp and thin and durable. Yeah, so you basically want
That is tough.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, just kind of slice down, and once you cut off those tops like that, the bottom is more tender, the flesh. So when you actually slice through, it's actually much easier to kind of get through. And so that's it. You just cut it in half, and that's pretty much all you do.
And now I know that we're talking about the acorn squash here, but there's so many different types of squash in season. Would you cut like the butternut, all those the same kind of way?
Yeah, the same way. And the butternut squash, if you're wanting to get to the actual flesh, you would take your squash whole, and then you would take your knife and kind of just follow along the lines just like this, the skin. And you would actually just remove the skin for like butternut squash and things like that. But yeah, just to actually cut it open, that's what you would do with all your squashes, your pumpkin, all of those.
Okay.
Yeah. So this is actually kind of a cross between, to me, flavor profile wise, a little bit between pumpkin and butternut or spaghetti squash actually. So as far as the flavor profile, but it's pretty nice in texture. So basically you would keep your squash whole just like this, and you would take your seasoning mix, which you have.
So what kind of mix do you have there?
Yeah. So what you want to do is go ahead and just place this on your baking sheet, or you can just put it in just regular foil sheets. If you have just some foil, you can actually just put them in the foil just like that as well. You don't need an actual baking sheet. But for, to make it easy, you would just put it on your baking sheet. Take your olive oil or coconut oil, or if you're wanting to use butter, that's fine as well. Kind of just drizzle it right over the top, and then you would just rub it all around your squash, even the outside, so that part doesn't really burn too much when you actually go to roast it, because we're going to just roast it right over.
All right, what are your spices? They smell terrific.
They're awesome. Yep, we can. I have turmeric, or you can use curry powder. It's just fine. Cumin, paprika. And we also have just a herb blend of herbs de Provence, or you can use oregano. Any sort of dry herb is fine. And we also have cayenne pepper and some sea salt. That's pretty much it.
They're very pretty to look at.
Oh, yeah.
They smell great.
Yeah, they're awesome. And then what you want to go ahead and do is kind of mix them up together in a little bowl. And then you just go ahead and sprinkle it right over top of your squash, just like this. If you want to add a little brown sugar, that's fine as well.
Make it a little more sweet.
Yep, make it a little more sweet if you'd like.
Okay.
And then also you can add some thyme or some rosemary, whatever that you have. They're really easy to grow actually as well. But you can kind of actually just chop up some other herbs, some herbs that are in season.
And you'll put it in the oven for how long?
Yep, you just set it in the oven at 350 or 375 for about 15 to 20 minutes, and that's really all it takes.
That's not long at all.
Not at all. Yep, and it's
there's
really
the finished product right there?
Yep, I just heat up a little bit of maple syrup with some vanilla, and then just drizzle it right over top with some chopped pecans or walnuts or whatever nuts that you have, and it's so delicious. They're really tender, and they're actually really healthy for you too. So outside of just flavor. Yeah.
All right, thanks. If you want the complete recipe on this one, check out myfox28columbus.com and click on recipes. Those are beautiful.
That's right. We'll be right back.